The unified field theory begins with a simple observation. Human history is not merely a story of biological evolution, or economics, or politics. It is the story of relationship. It is the story of competing alliances within an ordered reality that includes both the visible and the spiritual. Within this framework, humanity is continually being shaped, not only by the choices we consciously make, but by the influences that quietly orient our heart, our minds, and our desires. The contest is not primarily fought through overwhelming force. It is fought through orientation, through a slow shaping of perception, through a gradual formation of belief, through the direction of love, through the object of worship. The mechanisms themselves are familiar. Symbols shape identity and meaning. Sacred geometry and architecture shape the environment in which we think, gather, and live. Pharmakia alters perception and orientation. Light and sound influence our state, our attention, and our receptivity. Hypersexuality redirects desire, attachment, and alliances. Technology, knowledge, governments, religions, cultures, and civilizations become expressions of these deeper mechanisms rather than independent causes. Viewed through this lens, ancient monuments, ancient myths, divine kingship, recurring spiritual traditions, and even modern technological societies are not isolated mysteries. They are a different chapter of the same continual story. A central question has never been simply how humanity gains power. The greater question is, towards whom does that power ultimately orient humanity? Toward good or towards evil? And what relationship does it serve? Within this framework, the enduring conflict throughout history is not merely over information or technology. It is over the direction of the human heart, the object of worship, and humanity's relationship to the Logos. My friends, the question has never been whether our tools are good or evil. The question has always been, towards whom are they orienting us? Technology is not the enemy. Knowledge is not the enemy. Innovation is not the enemy. They are tools. A tool has no alliance of its own. It simply magnifies the hand that wields it. The greatest danger is not that we create powerful tools. The greatest danger is that little by little, they begin to shape us without our noticing. A civilization can slowly drift, not all at once, not through force, but through 1,000 small influences that quietly redirect the human heart. Independence begins with replaced relationship. Consumption begins to replace contentment. Identity is no longer discovered in truth, but constructed from the voices around us. Power becomes more desirable than service. Information becomes more valuable than wisdom. Control becomes more trusted than faith. This is how civilizations change. Not because the tools themselves are evil, but because the orientation behind their use has changed. The greatest conflicts in history rarely begun with obvious villains. They've begun with good tools used sincerely, until almost unnoticed, entire people find themselves walking a different direction. That is why we must look beyond the tool, beyond the invention, beyond the machine, and ask the deeper question, who is shaping our direction? Because in the end, it is our technologies that will define our future, and is the orientation of the human heart. Things like symbolism, sacred geometry, pharmakia, light and sound, and hypersexuality, these are mechanisms that are going on in all societies around the world. All of these are being used to quietly shape our minds, our orientation, our desires into a fake reality. The Bible tells us that through lack of vision, my people perish. Through lack of knowledge, my people perish. Think about that. These mechanisms have been shaping our lives for centuries, cultures and societies, no matter their religion. Why? Because these spiritual entities have always been the archetypes and architects of these societies, of their belief systems. And they're controlling us all day, every day, steering us in directions they want us to go unconsciously, not just consciously, but unconsciously. Are you aware of their effect on you? How deeply you're being oriented and moved? Just one of these things have the power to alter a person's reality. But 5 of these things all working together like a tangled web, I don't think anyone realizes the power that they have. And in the word it says, I am a voice of one crying in the wilderness, make a way for the Lord. As you can see, I'm in the wilderness and I'm crying, make a way, remove the obstacles, remove all the things that are blocking you from receiving the King. God is calling. He is coming. Make a way.